What's up guys, Marcus here, and today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who Season 12. Now, spoiler warning because, you know, I don't usually spoil the stuff I'm reviewing, but I want to talk about this season with no restrictions. As you may know, if you follow me on Twitter, I used to love Doctor Who, like a lot. It used to be my favorite show. Even Season 10 I liked, which only has like 3 good episodes. But since 2018, there has been literally 0 good episodes. Oh, maybe one, I forgot the name of the episode, but it's the one before the first part of the finale of Season 12. It was alright, it was a 6 out of 10. Season 11 was awful. It's unbelievable how bad the writing was. A lot of people, even me, were saying that, you know, they were ruining the show and all that, but just one bad season that didn't actually interfere with the entire Doctor Who show. But then we had Season 12, which was on another level. Season 12 decided to ruin 57 years worth of one of the best sci-fi franchises ever. I mean, not just Season 12, I mean, the last episode basically just ruined everything. The writing is so awful, it's unbelievable. For example, in the first episode, there is an MI6 guy who gathers the Doctor and her companions, and I refuse to call them fam like she does. When they arrive, the guy thinks Graham is the Doctor because the Doctor had always been a man, which would mean the MI6 records on the Doctor aren't updated, which in turn means there's no way they could know who they actually get the companions and the Doctor. Since they wouldn't know that these people are affiliated or just are the Doctor. All of this for a preachy line right after where the Doctor insists to the MI6 guy and say she had an upgrade. You know, because she wasn't a man anymore. And I'm not even joking, this actually did happen. If you haven't watched the show, yeah, unfortunately that is the thing that happened. This is why people say SJWs are ruining entertainment. It's because they make the story around the message they want to send instead of just making a good story and having the message naturally grow within the story, you know? Which just means the writing is compromised so they can preach at the audience, which in turn makes the audience stop watching like it did with the season. We also had a very out of place scene with John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness, which I kinda liked because, you know, seeing Captain Jack again was cool. And I love John Barrowman, I love Captain Jack, he's one of my favorite characters from Doctor Who. But I just wish he had Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi in their runs, because it would have been so much better. But instead, yeah, I mean, he didn't even meet Jodie. He just showed up in for 10 minutes of one episode and talked to the companions but didn't talk to Jodie, and it felt like it was though his part was recorded after, and it was completely pointless since what he did didn't affect the plot at all, because he just warned the Doctor not to do something and she did it anyway, so it didn't matter at all. It was just trying to get people to watch the show again. But I think it was the episode right after Orphan 55, which is the lowest rated ever Doctor Who episode. Rightfully so, it's the worst episode of basically anything I've ever seen. The main characters continue to have either no development or just stupid development. Like Gyasu had a backstory of being bullied, and they're doing that to make her become, I don't know, more relatable, more likable. I have no idea what they're going for with that. I mean, it was so out of place and it didn't feel natural at all because it doesn't make sense. Try to, I think, run away from her house, something like that. I can't remember a lot. I mean, this season wasn't the most interesting things for me to remember it a lot. But the worst part was Graham. He actually had a good setup for his character about him being afraid of his cancer coming back. I mean, that makes sense. People in remission often have that, and I thought that was pretty cool. But then, and when he talks to the Doctor about it, she just ignores him. She literally says, I don't know what to say, I'm socially awkward, you know, I'm quirky like that, so I'm just gonna pretend like I said something that will help you. I mean, what? He's supposed to be one of her closest friends and she does nothing to help him. And the backlash from that was so bad that BBC had to release a note apologizing for it. The acting, of course, continues to be awful. Tosin is trying, but he isn't good at all. Bradley Walsh is the best actor, but it's clear he just doesn't care anymore about the show. Mandip Gill acts worse than a plank of wood, and Jodie Whittaker is the worst actress from the show, except for maybe some of the guest actors. But Jodie, she's nothing to do with the Doctor. She will never be the Doctor, and she's never been the Doctor, and she's not the Doctor at all. I mean, let's talk about some positives. Cinematography was good throughout basically all the season, and direction was okay. There were some times where it was really amateur and some really bad mistakes, but mostly alright. But still, after all this awfulness, we had the last episode, The Timeless Children, which just decided to ruin 57 years worth of entertainment. Where they did the stupidest thing, making the Doctor immortal. Now you may think the Doctor is already immortal, he can regenerate, or whatever. Jodie isn't the Doctor. But no, he has a regeneration cycle, which means he can regenerate 12 times. Which is why in the time of the Doctor, Matt Smith's Doctor, he had already run out of regeneration, so the Time Lords had to give him another cycle of regenerations, so he could become Peter Capaldi and start his new cycle. But they made the Doctor being the original Time Lord, as in she could regenerate infinite times, and they used her genetic code to create the Time Lord, so they restricted them to a 12 regeneration cycle just because they wanted to, I guess. I don't know. And so, but the Doctor forgot about everything before William Hartnell, but she had regenerated a lot of times before William Hartnell was the Doctor. So William Hartnell isn't the first Doctor anymore, apparently. They just like, oh, fuck that. I think there are 32 Doctors now, something stupid like that. I mean, they literally retconned William Hartnell being the first Doctor. Not only that, they also forgot that Gallifrey was in the pocket dimension throughout the entire season. And like I said, they made the episode, The Time of the Doctor, which is the last Matt Smith episode. That episode very good, with a lot of wonderful things in it. Just stupid and pointless, because now the Doctor can regenerate how many times she wants. So the entire thing about Clara convincing the Time Lords to give the Doctor another cycle of regenerations, and the Doctor fighting off the Daleks with his new cycle, with his new regeneration, was just stupid. I mean, why would he care? He could regenerate how many times he wants. I don't know. Chris Chibnall, or Chibs as I call him, ruined 57 years of Doctor Who. I'll never forgive him, and no one should forgive him. No one should forget about this either. I mean, he ruined Doctor Who, and he literally said he won't listen to fan feedback. So I would say he was not the best option for a showrunner for seasons 11 and 12, and apparently 13th is gonna be his last season. So 3 seasons with him. And Jodie, she's leaving with him too, and season 13. Thank God she's not staying another season. But I mean, how can they even continue at this point after season 13? It's just gonna be like, we either retcon this, which would make 3 seasons, or just 1 season, which would be season 12 maybe. Depends on what happens, but pointless. Or they just continue on with this, which will make people really mad, which won't be the best option. Or they just cancel the show, which is what I think they should do, because it's beyond saving at this point. I give Doctor Who season 12 a 2 out of 10. Fuck Chibs, and Hartnell is the first Doctor.